It might be said, at least by some, that notwithstanding these benefits that the United States acquires through its relationship with Israel, which promote U.S. national interests, that nevertheless Israel is not a strategic asset of the United States because of the reaction in the Arab world to the U.S.-Israel relationship. That the United States pays a substantial price in the Arab world for the U.S.-Israel relationship. We don't think that's true. And we began this exercise that I'm now about to describe with an open mind to try to analyze and enumerate the ways in which the United States has paid a price in the Arab world for its relationship with Israel. Now, we all know that the U.S.-Israeli relationship is hardly popular in the Arab world. And we all know that that polling shows that most Arabs, not all, but most Arabs condemn the intimacy of this relationship. But the criterion that we used in trying to analyze this issue was not how do Arabs in general feel about this relationship, but what do Arab governments do with respect to this relationship. And the conclusion that we have come to is that we weren't able to identify in the period after the 1973 oil embargo instances in which the United States paid a price with Arab governments for its relationship with Israel. Or to put it differently, American diplomats and policymakers sitting with Arab colleagues, of course, here yesterday, today, and probably tomorrow, much condemnation of the U.S.-Israel relationship. But when Arab governments act, at least our analysis suggests, they act on the basis of their national interests. And we can't find, but we're eager to hear what you all think, we can't find examples of tangible, concrete actions that Arab governments have taken which have exacted a price on the United States for its policies toward Israel. Or to put it differently, if I might, would Saudi Arabia's policies toward the United States be markedly different in practice if Washington entered into a sustained crisis with Israel over the Palestine issue, during which the bilateral relationship between the United States and Israel went into steep systemic decline? In that instance, would Riyadh lower the price of oil? Would it stop hedging its regional bets concerning U.S. attempts to coerce Iran into freezing its nuclear weapons program? Would it regard U.S. policy toward Afghanistan any less critically? Would it view American democracy promotion in the Middle East more favorably? Would it be more inclined to reform its internal governmental processes to be more in line with U.S. preferences? Walt and I judge the answer to all these questions as no. Now, I understand that this is a controversial proposition, and if you read, as we've been doing in the course of this project, the pundits, the literature on this subject, there is what I might almost call dogma, to refer to theoretical thoughts in the Middle Ages in the Catholic Church, that the United States pays a big price for its relationship with Israel in the Arab world. And it is, as you know, frequently argued that this is the case. But as far as we've been able to find, it's argued without any basis in fact. It is, like Catholic dogma in the Middle Ages, an assertion which is beyond an evidentiary base, and therefore, at least to us, not persuasive. Let me conclude our presentation, and then we look forward to our discussion, with some operational thoughts about the way forward in the U.S.-Israel relationship on the basis of our study. First of all, that the United States, political leaders in the White House and around the administration and in the Congress, should expand the national discussion on Middle East issues to include a place, an explicit place for the role of U.S.-Israel relations as a strategic asset of the United States, and not be hesitant to say that. Not be hesitant to say that. Being a Kissingerian, I would, remembering Henry, say it has the virtue of being true. Second, that the United States, as we go forward, should seek to maximize the advantages that we derive from Israel, and that the list that Walt gave earlier should be expanded. And then finally, that the U.S. security strategy policy communities should, in an entrepreneurial fashion, policy entrepreneurial fashion, more seriously engage on the strategic aspects of the relationship. Taken together, these measures, these operational prescriptions would ensure that U.S.-Israeli relations are seen as not only a vehicle to express deep-seated American values and fulfill America's moral responsibility, but would also serve as an explicit and crucial means to advance U.S. national interests. Our hope is that as we go forward, that this third pillar will become a routine part of the way that our politicians and public and all of us talk about the U.S.-Israel relationship.